Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Turnaround Marriage Live. We're Scott and Rachel. We're here in middle of Athens, Tennessee, and we want to talk about what you see behind us, which is, do you ever find yourself spinning in cycles in your marriage?
Yes, we are Scott and Rachel. We help committed Christian couples finally end the cycles of conflict, negativity, and disconnection and reclaim the love, passion, and playfulness that they once had. And so, uh, we were on a date last night and we were on our way home. And let me know if this is something that you can relate to. There was some little thing that happened, and instantly I felt this feeling of not being heard, and then it's quickly started to spiral where I started to feel like our date was a waste of time. He wasn't really listening to me. And then your thoughts and feelings can quickly start to spiral where all
It's
of a
true.
sudden you start to believe the worst about the other person. And all that does is it actually creates more of those same feelings and more of those same thoughts. Your thoughts and feelings are connected with your nervous system. Thankfully, I was able to get out of it because I know and I have that skill. But I wonder how many of you in your marriage, you're triggered by something that happens, some event, some word, some even just a turning away. And then all of a sudden, you start to feel frustrated. You start to feel alone. You start to feel misunderstood. You start to feel sad. You start to feel angry. Whatever it is, the feelings that come, if we don't know how to deal with those feelings, those negative feelings in a
Loud truck.
positive way,
Sorry, loud truck.
if we don't understand how to deal with those feelings in a positive way and how to get out of that, it'll quickly turn to those negative cycles of the thinking. And then we'll start to tell ourselves, "Oh, he's such a jerk. Oh, he's so insensitive. This always happens. We shouldn't have never. He always, she this." You know what I mean? And then it's like, then the thoughts and feelings start to spin, and it goes faster and faster, just like this wheel behind us.
Yeah, no, and I think you're right, Rachel. And this, we were driving by, and we thought, this is exactly the picture of what we need to share with people today. In working with couples for over 20 years, this is what we see. In fact, this is what we can look back about ourselves and see where we were stuck the most. It was like over and over again. And maybe in the moment you don't necessarily even feel like it, but you realize, though, perhaps today you're listening to us and you're realizing that a lot of those feelings, the same feelings, keep coming up over and over again. Maybe some of the same stories keep coming up over and over again. And that's where a lot of people get stuck and they don't know how to break free. It's like they may not even realize, or it may not even feel like what we see visually behind us. But that doesn't change the fact that you're actually stuck in ruts, stuck in the same cycles, right?
Yeah, because as we've worked with couples for over 20 years, we have started to notice those patterns. We've had,
Absolutely.
and there's patterns of poor poor communication and conflict. There's patterns of no love and no respect. There's patterns of anger and frustration. You know, you can get stuck in these vicious cycles, but it's like learning how to get unstuck is basically about breaking the pattern, breaking
Right.
the cycle. And so one of the patterns that we see people get stuck in a lot is this the feeling and thought cycle, where it's like you have all of a sudden out of nowhere comes this negative feeling, and then these negative
Right.
thoughts start pounding, and then it compounds, right? It builds and builds, and then you feel more of the same, and then you're like, see, it's really true. And the belief in our mind becomes, this person I married, he's not honorable, or she's such a nag, or I married the wrong person, or we start to tell ourselves these stories to justify how we feel in the moment, when maybe our feelings are just meant for us to feel them, right?
It's
Sometimes we
true.
feel so wrong in feeling what we feel. But if you can learn the skill of how to feel what you're feeling and process it quickly and then tell yourself the truth, this is a skill that can radically transform your
Absolutely.
marriage.
And not just your marriage, but the way you're living life. And so
Yes.
I look back when things were really tough for us, and I would think, there she goes again. She doesn't respect me. It's never going to be good. It's only gotten worse. I see everybody else out there, and their marriages are getting worse too. There's not really hope for this to be much more than what it is. I'm just going to have to endure this. Like, these are the themes that are going through my mind. So, how was I showing up in life? How was I showing up as a father if I'm walking in hopelessness, fear, disconnect from my wife, believing that God can't be God and can't do the impossible, can't perform miracles, believing the lies that things can't change? And so I was in patterns over and over and over again. And what is true is that I didn't just beat you up in my mind. I beat myself up. Like, I blame myself. Like, I'm like, I know these answers, right? So I would be like thinking to myself, and even before the Lord, you're a failure. You're a failure. It's just the way it is. It's not going to be any different. You can't fix it. There's nothing you can do that changes it. And so in my own mind, whether even if I didn't see it at the time, I look back now and I see it clearly. I was in the cycle just like this over and over and over again. And the reality is, it doesn't just stay there. It doesn't just stay the small little thing. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're here to tell you guys, when you blast these cycles of thinking once and for all, you don't have to get back on the hamster wheel again. It truly can change.
It's totally
changed for us, and it totally changes for the people that we work with.
Yes, absolutely. That's what we're here to give you, is a message of hope.
Absolutely.
If you're in a marriage that feels like you're just rehashing the same old hurts, rehashing the same old feelings, rehashing the same old thoughts, and you're really feeling stuck, we want to tell you there is hope for you. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay there. There is a decision and a choice, a line in the sand that can be drawn to say, no more. We're going to learn how to break out of these cycles once and for all.
Absolutely.
Because when you were in that dismal, dark place, I remember just feeling so frustrated with you, because I knew the man I married was honorable, but he was not acting in an honorable way. And so I would roll my eyes and I had disdain. And I was so tired of him not showing up as the man that I married, and feeling disappointed and feeling like, where is this man that I married? And am I stuck in this marriage now?
He was there
everybody
somewhere.
else?
He
was buried there. But I'm telling you, and so then my narrative, the feelings that I were stuck in, and my thoughts were just, they spiraled me down to a place of, well, I guess this is just how it's going to be. I guess marriage is till death do us part. And let me really think about a death strategy that I can get out of this. Not really, but sometimes
did you add a life insurance policy? I can't remember.
that would have been suspect, wouldn't it? Yeah. But guys, we're here to tell you guys, we've learned the secrets on how to break out of this, on how to truly learn how to feel our feelings and change our thoughts and take them captive and make them obedient to Christ. And this is what we teach our clients every single day. We're working with the most incredible people right now. I've had the privilege to walk with so many over the last, 20 years really, but especially in this last year and a half of really walking closely and deeply with them. And so we wanted to offer to you, if you are feeling stuck and in these vicious cycles of not knowing how to get out of the frustration and the anger and the loneliness or the despair, and then those thoughts that come with it, like this is never going to change, and he's this and she's that, and it's always and it's never, whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
We're here to tell you, we want to offer you a free breakthrough call with Scott, where he can really help you understand what's been going on.
Sorry for the wind.
And how to get out of it.
Absolutely. And the reality of the situation is, the evil one wants you there.
Yeah.
He wants you believing this is what it's going to always be. And it's not true. It's not true. And we're living proof of that, and so are our clients. So yes, I'm going to encourage you just to go to turnaroundmarriage.com/call. You just pick a time that works and fill out a short questionnaire. We'll hop on a call, but it'll be the best 45 minutes you and your spouse have ever spent investing in your marriage. We'll dive into what's not working right now, maybe some of those ruts, some of the ways that you've been in that hamster wheel, and then we'll talk about a path to get out of there. In other words, what did you guys dream it would be, and how can we get from A to B? How can we get from being stuck to unstuck? And if I can help, I'm absolutely going to make that clear, but if there's something better, we'll point you in that direction. But either way, you're going to get clarity. But my friends, we want to encourage you to know that if you've been on that hamster wheel, more than anything else, it doesn't have to be this over and over and over again. God has so much more for you. And we bring people into our program who've been married 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, and beyond. And they get incredible results very quickly. So that might be for you. But regardless, for all of you out there today, we want you to be greatly encouraged in the truth that God sets people free. And he can do that in your marriage too.
Yes. So I hope you check it out, turnaroundmarriage.com/call. And until then, we look forward to seeing you on the next edition of Turnaround Marriage Live.
All right, guys.
Day, guys.
Bye.